What happens when millions of children silently vanish from government schools? In recent years, India has witnessed a disturbing trend, a steep decline in enrollment in government schools across the country. According to the Unified District Information System for Education Plus Report 2024, government schools saw a nationwide decline of 87 lakh students in 2023-24 compared to the previous year. This isn't just about numbers, it signifies a deeper crisis involving trust, equality, and opportunities, with serious socio-economic and demographic consequences that demand urgent, multifaceted responses. Welcome to today's episode of VisionIAS Deep Dive series. In this episode, we analyze and explore the factors contributing to this decline and examine the government's interventions aimed at reversing this alarming trend. Structural impediments to public schooling. First, let's examine the key factors contributing to the decline in government school enrollments. First, a crisis rooted in broken trust. At the heart of the enrollment decline lies a trust deficit. Even low-income families are shifting to affordable private schools, not necessarily for better facilities or teaching, but because they feel government schools do not offer quality education or dignity. Additionally, the absence of early education such as lower KG and upper KG, along with the appeal of English medium instruction, further drives this migration. Second, infrastructure that fails, learners that falter. India's government schools suffer from significant infrastructure gaps. Nearly 1.5 lakh schools lack electricity, and one-third do not have usable toilets for children with disabilities. Less than half have functioning computers, and merely 10% provide spaces for extracurricular activities. These shortcomings directly impact learning outcomes. The Annual Status of Education Report, or ASER 2024, paints a sobering picture of foundational learning. Though slight improvements have been observed in reading and arithmetic skills across classes 3rd, 5th, and 8th, overall levels remain alarmingly low. Many class 3rd students struggle with simple text, while basic arithmetic operations like subtraction and division remain challenging, even for students in class 5th and 8th. These persistent learning deficits push many rural families toward private schools, despite the financial strain. Third, the teacher's burden, more duties, less teaching. According to a 2019 report by the Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights, government teachers often face constraints due to frequent diversions to non-academic duties, such as election work and census surveys, which reduce their teaching hours and morale. Moreover, digital learning initiatives without adequate digital literacy or internet access could widen the education gap. The Economic Survey 2024-25 highlighted that for technology to truly empower education, basic digital skills and connectivity must first be ensured. Fourth, welfare scheme shortfalls. Adding to these challenges, welfare schemes like the midday meal and Poshan often suffer from inconsistent implementation. Though vital for student attendance and nutrition, gaps in delivery have significantly reduced their effectiveness. The CAG's performance audit report found that enrollments were inflated in states like Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, with actual attendance as low as 58% and 49% respectively. Furthermore, meals often failed nutritional standards, and many schools lacked essential infrastructure like kitchen sheds, storage facilities, or clean utensils. Issues such as leakages, financial mismanagement, and weak monitoring persist. Fifth, COVID-19 and the collapse of continuity. The COVID-19 pandemic caused widespread reverse migration, complicating the accuracy of enrollment records as children moved from cities to villages. Aadhaar-based systems struggle to effectively track these movements, as flagged by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education. The ASER report noted that over one-third of children missed midday meal substitutes, disproportionately affecting SC, ST, and rural students, and exacerbating learning and nutritional losses. Sixth, school mergers and closures. Efficiency at the cost of access. In response to declining enrollments, many states merged or closed under-enrolled schools. While this might improve administrative efficiency, it often results in higher absenteeism, particularly among girls in rural and tribal areas due to longer distances to schools. States like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh have reported higher dropout rates due to such closures, which violate RTE norms and disproportionately impact SC, ST, and minority students. Having explored these structural issues, let's now examine how the government has responded to the crisis. To tackle these challenges, the government has launched several important initiatives. Firstly, the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or SSA and its successor, Samagra Shiksha, focus on improving access, infrastructure, teacher training, and inclusive education. Secondly, digital platforms like Diksha and Vidya Dan 2.0 enrich classroom resources. The Atal Innovation Mission promotes enquiry-based learning through Atal Tinkering Labs, encouraging creativity among students. Model public schools such as Kendriya Vidyalaya and Navodaya Vidyalaya also exemplify governance-led academic success. Moreover, foundational education is supported through the Integrated Child Development Services or ICDS, although its linkage to primary schools needs strengthening. Additionally, the National Education Policy (NEP 2020) introduces critical reforms including multilingual instruction and foundational literacy. Together, these initiatives aim to reverse declining enrollments and rejuvenate public education. Some states have successfully adopted innovative local models. Delhi's happiness curriculum and upgraded school facilities have successfully increased student engagement and rebuilt parental trust. Bihar's Unnayan Bank's initiative demonstrates the effectiveness of technology-enabled education, providing 24/7 digital learning and real-time monitoring. In Gujarat, seasonal boarding schools ensure uninterrupted education for children of migrant workers, reducing academic disruptions. Such context-specific reforms offer effective templates that could be scaled up nationwide. Third, recommendations. Charting the way forward, reversing declining enrollments demands transformative actions. Firstly, it is essential to implement the Subramanian Committee's recommendation of increasing public education spending to 6% of GDP. Secondly, extending the Right to Education Act to cover children aged 3 to 18, ensuring legal rights to pre-primary education. Thirdly, introducing a national teacher entrance test accompanied by regular training and evaluations would ensure teaching quality. Establishing an Indian education service could professionalize school administration and ensure stability. Early introduction of vocational education, especially in rural settings, would enhance employability. Additionally, all educational policies should prioritize equity, especially targeting children from SC, ST, minority groups, girls, and economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Only deep structural reforms can halt and reverse India's educational decline. Conclusion: declining enrollments are not merely about schools. They represent diminishing aspirations and increasing inequality. Public education is a fundamental public good, not a fallback option. It promotes equality, productivity, and democratic participation. Education remains India's strongest tool for inclusive, sustainable growth. Without decisive action, India's demographic dividend could become a demographic burden.